what are the different dynamics for a group setting in terms of going from teaching university, and I would imagine it would be the same for a teacher of any classroom of 20, 30 students or whatever, even in a middle school probably, to teaching online. Is something lost? Is something gained? Is it a double-edged sword? Or I mean, what's it like? I haven't done it, so I don't know.
Well, first of all, a really kind of a slightly facetious point, which is that I love not having a commute. Not having a commute through Beijing during rush hour is wonderful.
Yeah.
And the commute that I had to the university, and presumably will still have in the future, was about an hour of Beijing, like fully packed subway.
One way.
Either way, yeah.
Aye.
So that it's very nice not to have that. I feel like when I start class, I'm in a much better mood now.
Yeah.
But in terms of the actual classroom, the classroom dynamic, the biggest thing that I noticed that I miss is the reaction, the physical reaction of the students. So I like to
when you walk
like
in the room, they're shocked by your appearance.
He's back. The assassin's failed.
Look at that beard.
Well, actually, I do get that the first time in any new semester when I have a new group, people are fairly. I don't know if it's surprised or shocked or whatever the emotion is, but there's certainly an emotion when I walk in the room, probably beard related.
Yeah.
There's not too many beard.
It's a very
people.
Leonidas sort of thing.
It's what I always wanted. I'm always very pleased with that compliment.
Yeah.
I get it about twice a year, and I'm very pleased.
Yeah, it's the kind of beard that you would see on a brand of beard oil. There's a beard barbershop. I don't know what it's called. A barbershop for beards specifically.
I think that's just called a barbershop.
But it's they don't cut hair. They only maintain beards, and they use as their logo the picture that you used to use. Oh, that you currently use yeah, that is their logo. That face, and it besides the curl upward, it's it. It's lost on anyone listening to this, but I don't care.
If you're interested, you can check out my WeChat profile picture.
That will be changed by the
shop in Luke's neighborhood.
Yeah, come to my neighborhood. We've got 5,000 cases of coronavirus in Queens. Welcome. No, it's more than that. It's a lot more, actually. Anyway.
So, so I feel like when I'm teaching, and I liked it to be interactive. I like to be able to see the expressions on the students' faces. I like to be able to see when they've understood something. Also, I like putting them in challenging situations. So I mean, all of my students are Chinese, and the classes are all in English, and it's debate class and it's creative writing class. So I get them to, I take them outside the comfort zone, basically. I have them make speeches and things like that. And there's definitely something lost when you're sitting in a room, in your room somewhere, making a speech to people who you can't see.
Yeah.
Less compared pressure, to maybe. Exactly. I think a significantly lower amount of pressure compared to standing in front of a room and that physical nervousness, that physical fear that you have of doing that.
Right.
Particularly in a second language.
There's an immediacy about being in a room with someone that makes people put up barriers or create parts of themselves that don't exist otherwise, and you can't quite imitate that dynamic in a video chat.
Yeah.
Although I'd like to think that if we were doing this conversation in the same room, it wouldn't be much different, probably. Maybe a
but
little
then that's a one-on-one, and I think that the difference between one-on-one online classes or conversations compared to face-to-face, assuming that you have good quality connection, is not significant.
That's fair.
You lose almost nothing, I would say, as long as you can see the other person. Whereas a group, particularly, Zoom is a great, and Skype are great tools.
Yeah.
But there's an inevitability about, bandwidth is limited, and you can't have people on video all the time. So a lot of the time I'll be talking and 30 people will be listening, and I'll choose someone to respond to a question, and then they'll turn on their camera or they'll turn on their microphone. But
on Zoom, do you see everybody there at the same time? Do you see the whole group, or do you have to choose a name before they appear? Because I don't use Zoom much.
Okay. Yeah, you see all of the group. Everybody has a little tile.
Okay.
If your conversation, if your class is big enough, you've got several pages of tiles, which is quite difficult to manage. But something around 20 is fairly doable.
And to what extent do you ready yourself physically for that? I mean, do you wear pants just so that you know that you're wearing them, or are you wearing pants now?
Well, I considered before I came on whether or not I could get away with wearing a pair of real dirty old shorts, and I decided that no, I'm gonna have some respect and also an insurance policy in case I do have to stand up for any reason.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my best pair of jeans.
That's great. Well, I'm honored.